Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. So, thanks for joining me again for today, which is day 13 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot 2022 prompts. So, we'll just get right into it. Today is tarot decks that you want to work with more in 2020. And as you can see, I have the Tarot Apocalypsis on my first on my list. It's by Eric C. Dunn. Kim Huggins is the writer of the book. This deck is gorgeous. I just turned the cards upside down. Sorry. There is a hardbound book with, I just slid the cards all over, with a little bookmarker ribbon. That's hardbound. All the majors have, if I can get to the majors, there's a bunch of spreads in here. Then all the majors have a full page of the page, and then there's another page, and 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, technically 5 pages of every major. This is the special card in this deck. It's an extra card. And then the minors have a full page. It's the Princess of Wands, and then there's like 2 or 3 pages of it as well. But I keep meaning, and this is on my list every year, because I bought it, I loved it. It was actually the first deck I saw, and it's the second deck of Eric C. Dunn's. The first one is the Illuminati. That's the deck I bought and learned on, the Illuminati. This is the first one I saw, though, and I decided to get that one first. Then I got this one sometime later, and it comes in a little box here. This ribbon was shredded when I got the deck. It's horrible. But this one hasn't shredded or faded or anything. But yeah, this book is amazing. But each one of these, and I edged it in this hot pink to match little pink here. These are the backs. Each one of these, each card in this deck is a god or goddess. So it's a good way for me to learn more about the god or goddesses, or anybody to learn more about the gods and goddesses in this deck. The wands are Egyptian. Isn't that beautiful? It's just gorgeous. There's the wands. The pentacles are, you can't go by this guy. This is the blue guy. I can't remember his name. Beautiful. The swords are, I think, more like a British. Yeah, I think they're more like English, British. And then we have the majors. Yeah, I think the swords are more like a British theme. There's the double. Pentacles are Asian. And there's a 8 of Cups. Beautiful. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're more, the Pentacles are more like, I want to say India or somewhere like that. Maybe Malaysia. The swords, look like they're British. The cups are, look at that wheel. Gorgeous. There's the I love this hangman in here. Yeah, like Fiji, something like that. Pentacles. And I can't remember the wands. I think the cups are more Roman style, Greek Roman. There's the All Gifted. Yeah, but this deck is very beautiful, very diverse. Look at that. Love this tower. It's got different different cultures in it. I'm looking for the Hermit, because that's my fave card in here. Look at that. But it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. Look at that Hermit. Gorgeous. And I've been saying I wanted to learn more about the god and goddesses. This is Santa Muerta in the death card. There's marigolds in it and candles. It's beautiful. But I keep saying every year, this is on my list, I keep saying I want to learn more about the gods and goddesses, and every year I don't do it. So hopefully this is the year that I finally pull this out, work with it, and get information or learn more information on these gods and goddesses. Okay, so then we have the Ancestral Path Tarot. I've played with it a little bit, not as much as I've wanted to. This is by Julia Cuccia Watts. It's the creator. It is published by US Games. This deck is humongous. The images stir something deep inside me. There's the backs. The images stir something very deep within me. And that's why I know if I did a little bit, and maybe that's why I haven't worked with it on a deeper level. There's Egyptian in this as well for the wands. And the other one was Egyptian too in the wands, right? Swords is like a Hawaiian, something like that, Samoan. Swords are Asian. But this deck is beautiful, and it gives me all kinds of feels. And there's a Native American for the pentacles, or say the Prince of Sacred Circles. Sacred Circles is the pentacles in this deck, and it's Native American. But this is and then there's cups is like English, Druidy kind of. Yeah, look at that. It's just the artwork gives me all kinds of feels, and that's how I know it's gonna do a lot of ancestral path working. There's gonna be a lot of that going on with this deck, and maybe that's why I haven't dove into it like I wanted to yet, because I know it's gonna take up some time, and it's gonna start to peel away some layers that I know are in there that's gonna have to come out. Look at that, just gorgeous. Gorgeous deck. Look at that Ace of Cups. Oh, gorgeous. And all of these decks I just realized that I picked for this category is just me diving deeper with the learning different things, but diving deeper into them. And they're just stunning cards. I mean, I could look at these all day long. Just stunning. But I haven't worked, I've worked with it quite a bit, but not in the way I want to, where I want to dive deep and like go through the book and do all kinds of stuff with it. But it is a gorgeous deck. And that's why I think I'm a little hesitant, because I just haven't had the time to devote to what this deck needs. The attention it's going to need. But I hope to carve out quite a bit of that time this year, going forward. So that's deck 2, and I have 5 decks. Deck 3 is the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle. It's the only Oracle deck in this category. Just because I just got it not that long ago when the Kickstarter ended. And honestly, I just haven't worked with it as much. I pulled it and paired it with my Journey of the Sacred Bee, which is the same creator, Kelly Burton. These cards are gorgeous. It's purple gilding, metallic purple bee on the back. The cards are stunning. The keywords are stunning. Everything about this deck is stunning. The Journey of the Sacred Bee, and I mentioned it many times throughout 2021 because it was one of my top 5 of the year. It's one of my top 5 decks ever. It's the deck that surprised me, that got deep and dark and deep with a lot of things that I hadn't really faced yet. And I feel like this is a dynamic duo, because this pairs perfectly with that deck, because it's meant for that deck. But I haven't dove deep like I have with that deck, with this deck, because I got it in like the end of October. So I just haven't had the time to dive in deep with it yet. And I know when I do, it's again going to be like the Ancestral Path Tarot, where it's going to take up some time. And I just haven't found the time to devote to that yet. But I know there's gonna be time to, it's gonna take time to develop the deepness I have with the other deck. But yeah, this deck is gorgeous. I mean, the colors are vibrant. The keywords, like I said, there's my favorite card in there. The Decision, the Pendulum. It's just gorgeous. Stunning, stunning deck. And I love it so much. And I love the Journey of the Sacred Bee. There's no reason I wouldn't love this one. What I've worked with it so far is amazing. And it's just a matter of me taking the time out to dive in deeper with it at this point. Because I know it's going to be fabulous. It already is. So that's deck 3. Deck 4 is... Okay, so deck 4 is... And I can't believe I don't have the box out here. I made a pouch for it. The pouch I made is way too big. It is the Trionfi della Luna Paradoxical Rose by Patrick Valenza. This deck is gorgeous. And I have 3 Marseille decks now. This one has a bunch of expansion packs with it. There's some extra cards that you can turn into. I need to resort them out because they're all mixed together now, it looks like. But this deck is gorgeous. It is the deck that I hemmed and hawed over forever, and then it was out of print. I'm like, what? And then I contacted, there's the extra, some oracle cards right there. I contacted Patrick Valenza. I'm like, do you have any, these are the backs, by the way. Do you have any that's like, you know, that you weren't going to sell, that you would be able to sell? And he said he had one left that had the expansion pack with it, so it was a little bit more expensive, and I bought it. And so I bought the last copy he had, and I don't regret it. I've lusted after this deck for so long, and getting it, I knew, because he came out with a purple edition and a blue edition, I knew I would never be happy until I got this specific edition. And I'm so happy I got it. It's so beautiful. And again, it's just about me carving out the time to really get to know the Marseille style deck. This is the expansion pack right here. I don't know how they all got mixed up. There's all kinds of extra beings. And then there's some extra cards. There's an extra judgment card. Yeah, isn't it? All these are extras. Not that one. Not that one. See, they're all mixed up. But they're gorgeous, gorgeous cards, and I love them to pieces. And again, it's just a matter of me taking the time out to study and learn Marseille. Like it should be. Like, I use these decks intuitively, but I want to really take the time to learn the Marseille system, and I wasn't going to do it with any other deck but this one. I do have a couple other decks now, but I don't really use them because I was waiting for this one. This was the one I wanted to learn how to do Marseille on. So, where'd my pouch go? Yeah, so that's why I got this deck. So then, when I start buckling down and learning Marseille, I can pull out the other decks too that I have. So that's deck 4. So deck 5, last but not least, the newest deck in my collection. It is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot Guidebook by Phyllis Curott. Artwork by Danielle Barlow. This is the book, which is fantastic. Fantastic. I've talked about this. I haven't really, I've pulled it kind of in conjunction with my Wandering Star Tarot. But then I have to go to the book and read the book. And I'm trying to figure out how to do this intuitively as well. The majors go in reverse. So, like, this is Judgment or Death card. It's number 9. Instead of its normal number. The Wheel of Life, instead of 10, it's 12. I might be saying these off. There's a lot of differences, but and I have been reading this intuitively. See, like the sun, instead of number 20, is it? 19? It's number 3 here. And then they go off of earth, air, fire, water instead of the cups, pentacles, you know what they are, swords, wands. But this deck is gorgeous, and it gives me also all kinds of feels. And it's, again, just a matter of me sitting down with this deck and taking the time to really bond with it and go through it. And I want to be able to read it more intuitively instead of relying on the book more. But because it is a different perspective, I am really into the book. And I've actually been reading it. It's a lot to take in. And this is my favorite card in this deck. Look at that 8 of water, the 8 of cups, the little baby sea turtles. It's just so adorable. I mean, it gives me all kinds of feels. I'm telling you. It's a great deck. Not really caring about the cardstock because it's like cardboard. It's a little too thick for my taste. But the deck is gorgeous. I mean, it still shuffles great. It is published by Hay House. The deck still shuffles amazing. And there's a lot of differences in here from what I'm used to from Rider-Waite-Smith and from the other decks that I read intuitively. It's just enough of a difference that I need to take the time, again, carve out time to work specifically just with this deck and the book and just go through it and, you know, just really dive deep into it. And it's just, of course, oh, and I didn't show you guys the backs. That's the backs. Stunning deck. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. And it's funny because all of these decks this year, these 5 decks that I've got on here, are all decks that give me some kind of emotional, it's stunning, some kind of emotional feel to it. Like, usually I'm like, oh, I want to work with this deck more because of this. But all of these decks give me some kind of feel. And I think that's why I'm more drawn to them, is because they're like, hey, we need to dive deep into this. Or deep. I think the more I dive deep with these kinds of decks, it's going to pull back another layer of finding more of myself. So yeah, that's why those are my picks. So we are done now with day 13 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot, which was tarot decks that you want to work with more in 2022. These are my 5 decks. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. See you tomorrow.